Hello. Okay. I just got the message from your teacher that you would like to know some aspects about Germany, and I'm very sorry that my English is not perfect because I didn't speak that much English lately. But I really try to do it perfectly fine for you. Okay. So the first question was, what city and country are you from? I am from Germany, and I was born very close to Hamburg, which is a huge city in the northern part of Germany. And right now I live in Freiburg, which is a smaller city in the very southern part of Germany, very close to the borders of France and Switzerland. So I have to drive 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then I am in France or in Switzerland. Okay. What type of government do you have there? Well, it's a democracy. Um, we don't really have a president like Obama, but we have a so-called Kanzler. I don't really know the English word, but maybe your teacher does know that. She is called Angela Merkel, and she is kind of a president in this country. So it means that she is, well, the most important politician in this country. And, well, she has some ministers around her, and these ministers help her to rule this country. And I think Angela Merkel is doing a great job in not all parts, in not all aspects, but for example, we have lots of refugees in Germany right now. Maybe you have heard about that, I don't know. We have lots of refugees coming from the Iraq or Syria or Afghanistan, and she is really helping them a lot. So she gives them houses to live in and money for food. And since I am a teacher as well, I help them to learn German. And this is for free. They don't have to pay for it. So I think she is doing a great job. And I am one of 82 million people in Germany, and most of us are allowed to vote. And we are not directly voting Angela Merkel, but we are voting for these ministers, and they decide if Angela Merkel is doing the job as a president or not. So a democracy, I think you know what that means. Okay, well, what type of climate weather do you have? Right now it's raining a lot. And right now actually it's 9:30, and I'm not quite sure what time it is in your country, but it's quite late. And right now it is raining a lot. It's quite cold. It's February, so it's quite cold in February usually. So we have about 5 degrees. Is that right? Yeah. But in the very cold winter months like January or December, it's getting really cold, so -10 degrees usually. Lots of snow, and in the summertime, probably about 30 degrees, 35 degrees. Yeah. Okay. What are some traditional foods? Oh, we do have the Wiener Schnitzel. Maybe you know that. Schnitzel is quite yummy. And we do have sauerkraut. I don't know if you know that food. I really don't like it, but it's people or tourists in Germany or people who are not from Germany say that is very typical for Germany. Sauerkraut. I don't like it. Maybe you can Google it. Okay. So we don't really have something like I don't know what is it called in your country when there is a huge party and they all eat together. Thanksgiving it's called, right? Thanksgiving. So we don't have that. So for us, when we think about America or the US, then well, something like Thanksgiving is very typical for us, when we think about Americans. So we always, when we think about traditional food of Americans, we think about Thanksgiving, and we don't have something like that in Germany. What else? Is your country part of the European Union? Yes, it is, and it was one of the first countries. So I think it was in 1951 when Germany and France and probably another country decided to become a union, and then it did start growing over time. So now we have 2016, and I think we have about 28 or more than that, actually, more countries in the European Union. So yes, we are one of the countries. I'm not 100% sure how many countries are there in the European Union. Maybe you do know that, and you can text it to me, or I will Google it. Okay. If we were visiting your country, what should we see or do? Okay. So quite a lot of tourists will visit Berlin, which is the capital of Germany. I think it's a nice city to see, but actually, I'm very fond of the southern part of Germany because you have lovely mountains here. You have lots of very old cities. So maybe you don't have that in the US, since the US is not that old yet. But we have, for example, houses that are more than 800 or 900 years old, and they are still standing here. And in the southern part of Germany, which was very influenced by the Romans, we have very, very old houses, and they are lovely to look at and lovely to visit, kind of museums. And actually, there are quite a lot of villages and small towns which look pretty much like cities of the Middle Ages, so it's quite nice to see. And we are very close to the borders of France and Switzerland, so you can always just hop over to different countries and check them out. So, for example, I live right now in Freiburg, and I have to drive about 4 or 5 hours to get to Paris, and Paris is also nice to see. Okay. Tell us one random fact about your country. Random fact. Well, we are very nice people. A random fact. I don't actually know what that means. Random fact. I will think about that and maybe come back to that later. Who is the most popular singer or rapper? Well, most of us listen to American music, so we do know Rihanna, we do know Beyonce, and we do know Kanye West. He is a rapper, I think. So yeah, I'm very old, so I don't really know that. But in this country, are there famous singers which are famous or who are famous to you? I don't know. Well, we have some famous singers, but they they do sing German songs, and I'm not sure if you're really listening to German songs, so they're probably not famous for you. But there are some singers in Germany, I guess. But most of us are definitely listening to American music. Yeah. So when we turn on the radio, there is mainly American and English songs and English music, and quite a lot of people listening to English music without understanding what they are singing about. So they listen to the melody and to the language, but they don't really know what they are singing about. So it's quite funny. My mom, for example, likes to dance with songs by Rihanna or something, and she really does not know what she is singing about, and sometimes it's quite weird. Okay. So a random fact about my country. I'm really not coming up with anything. A random fact. So we are 82 million people, and most of us have a driver's license. Those who are old enough. Yeah, I don't really know any random facts. We're nice people. The country is okay. Probably, I don't know. Maybe you do know. Maybe you do know a random fact about Germany. So let me know that. Okay, have a very good day in school, and greetings to Nancy, which I like very much, and I do hope that we will see each other again someday. Maybe in Ireland, maybe in Germany, maybe in the US. Okay, bye.